Hello students, welcome back. In the last video of chapter 3, we had studied about the endogenic forces. Today, for the chapter 4, we will study the exogenic forces. So, what is exogenic forces? These are the forces that work on the surface of the earth. The landscape is being continuously gone away by the two processes, that is, weathering and erosion. Weathering. Weathering is the breaking up of the rocks on the earth's surface, whereas erosion is wearing away of the landscape by different agents like wind, water, and ice. The eroded material is carried away or transported by water, wind, etc., and eventually deposited. This process of erosion and deposition create different landforms on the surface of the earth. Work of a river. The running water in the river eroded the landscape. The way of river can be divided into three parts. First part is the upper course, second is the middle course, and the third is the lower course. When the river tumbles at steep angle over very hard rocks or down a steep valley side, it forms a waterfall. When river enters in the middle course, the river enters the plain. It twists and turns, forming large bands known as meanders. Due to continuous erosion and deposition along the sides of meanders, the ends of the meander loop come closer and closer. In due course of time, the meander loop cut off from the river and forms a cut-off lake, also known as oxbow lake. At time, the river overflows its banks. This leads to flooding of the neighboring areas. As it floods, its deposit layer or fine soil and other materials called sediments along its bank. This leads to a formation of flat fertile floodplain. The banks are called levees. As the river approaches the sea, the speed of flowing water decreases and the river begins to break up into a number of streams called distributaries. The river becomes so slow that it begins to deposit the sediments. Each distributary forms its own mouth. The collection of sediments from all the mouth form a delta. For example, the river Ganga makes world's largest delta named as Sundarban Delta. Now let's start with the work of sea waves. The erosion and deposition of the sea waves gave rise to coastal landforms. The sea waves deposits sediments along the shore forming beaches. Next is sea cliff. The steep rocky coast rising among vertically above sea water is called sea cliffs. Sea caves. Sea caves continuously strike at the rocks. Over time, they become larger and wider. Thus, the hollow-like caves are formed on the rocks. These are called sea caves. As these caves become bigger and bigger, only the roofs of the cave remain, thus forming sea arches. Sea stacks. Further erosion breaks the roof and only walls are left. These walls-like features are called stacks. Now, work of ice. Glaciers are rivers of ice which too erode the landscape by bulldozing soil and stones to expose the soil rock below. Glaciers carve out deep hollow hole. As the ice melts, they get filled with water and become beautiful lakes in the mountains. The materials carried by glaciers such as rocks, big and small, and sand and slits get deposited. These deposits form glacial moraines. Glaciers are of two types, alpine glaciers and ice sheets. Next is work of wind. Winds are active agent of erosion and deposition in the deserts. In deserts, you can see the rocks in the shape of mushroom, commonly called mushroom rocks. Wind erode the lower section of the rock more than the upper part. Therefore, such rocks have narrower base and wider top. When the wind blows, the sand lifts up and transports from one place to another. When the wind blows from the slope, the sand gets deposited in the low hills like structure called sand dunes. When the brings of sand are very fine and light, the wind can carry it over very long distances. Means such sand can deposit in a large area. It is called Luises. Large deposits of Luises is found in China. So that's all for today. See you soon with the next chapter. Thank you.